So I just wanted to give you a few tips and just kind of demonstrate a little bit about how to do larger box braids. So I have small box braids and medium box braids on my channel, but larger box braids definitely have a few things that you need to keep in mind for keeping them tidy. So first things first, definitely always start with spraying the hair. What you saw me do a minute ago there is using the coconut hibiscus shine and hold spray and basically just wetting the hair. You don't want to detangle dry hair or comb through dry hair, so just kind of wetting the hair with that product. It's also a moisturizing product, and then just using the comb to go ahead and get through the parting of it. So you're going to part it in rows or sections and then section off those rows into the little small boxes. And basically you're just separating the hair in a nice clean line all the way around. You can see Langston there spinning in the background. He's definitely having fun today. And then after I do that, I put shea butter on the hair for moisture, and then also some either shine and jam or edge control depending on the hair texture on either the roots or the ends or both, just to help it hold in place and to kind of stay laid down. So I'm almost finished here with just parting around this row. So I've already done the rows below the hair here, and braided. I braid from the nape of the neck on up. So the other thing with the large braids, other than parting it and getting a nice clean smooth lay of the roots and the hair throughout the braids, is also to get a larger section of hair, of course, braiding hair. And when you're going to use that, these are not knotless, these are just regular large box braids. So you're going to use the main portion just from the root on down, and you can see me just kind of put that larger portion of hair. I'm still stretching it, of course. You want to stretch it to taper the ends, and then you're going to go ahead and start and just braid all the way down. I do with some of these pieces, depending on how much natural hair is throughout the braid, I will add in tiny little pieces, like feed in tiny little pieces of hair to keep the braid nice and even all the way down. Especially with the braids around the edges, you don't want to put too big of a chunk of hair right on the base if there isn't much hair there to work with. So you kind of feed it in to make that nice fat box braid as you're going down. So yeah, this is kind of the process. So I have a little bit of Black Panther Strong Edge Control just at the root, just a tiny little bit of that, and then that kind of grabs this hair as I go ahead and braid out. And of course these are braided under, and that makes the braid, in a different pattern than if you do over braid. So that's kind of the typical pattern of box braids, are braided under, kind of just like cornrows or whatever. So braiding all the way out to the tip, and then I clip the ends because we hot water set these with boiling water. So I just keep all the ends clipped until the very end, and then dip them in hot or boiling water and seals the ends so that they don't unravel. That's the plan. So here we go with another section of hair, and client just checking herself out in the mirror for a second there. So yeah, just go ahead and braid out. You're wrapping that hair at the top around the natural hair and then braiding under. And then again, I'm going to feed in smaller pieces of hair as I go ahead and work my way down the braid. Just working around the circumference for each row. I do the rows kind of around the shape of the head, the natural shape of the head, and then at the top do the sections just kind of straight back on the top to form a nice clean part. And this is kind of what it looks like when it's all the way done. So look at those nice smooth parts at the top of the head, and some nice tight tapered ends and clean lines, and all the hair is laid down. Oiled scalp, of course, you always want to oil the scalp at the end as well to prevent any flaking. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful for you, and just getting some ideas if you're struggling with either frizzy roots or hair popping out of the braids or whatever. Definitely use some of the Black Panther Strong Edge Control for the roots, and then also as you braid out, just go ahead and feed in some hair to hold those hairs in place. So I hope you enjoyed this little very short mini tutorial on large box braids.